What you guys got, another dash cam review. This is the Vikcam. This is a full 1080p HD dash cam here. Now what this does is takes photographs, wide angle, collision detection. Also it does a cycle recording as well, and also motion detection, and it's also great in low light. This is what it says on the box, so we're going to put this through the test and take a look. I'll give you a closer look up here so you can see. So let's get it out of the box and see what we got. Anyway, this is everything you're going to get inside the box. Now this is running at £49 at the moment. It's on special offer, half price, and this is a pretty good deal. So if you're after a dash cam, then this could be the one for you. Now you're going to get your user manual, and this is going to help you set it up and get the best out of your dash cam. There's all the settings and all the presets in there that you can read about. There's some pictures and some English text in there. It is in black and white, but it is pretty easy to understand, and I'll try and show you as much as I can in this video. Now you're also going to get your USB cable, and this is to help charge your dash cam. And once you get this plugged in, you should be pretty much good to go. And also you're going to get your sticky pads with the bracket on here, so you get two of these, and you can mount this to your window screen. And this 3M tape is really strong, so make sure you get it in the right location before you push it on, because it's very difficult to get off. You get a couple of those in there. Now you're also going to get yourself a nice long cable here to route around your window screen, and you can hide it under the mould in there as well, so it should be okay and invisible to see. And once you've got this around your window screen how you want it, you plug the end into your dash cam, and you can also plug this end into your cigarette lighter. It does have a handy little USB port on there, so you can charge up other devices, and you still can use that USB port there, which I thought was a really nice touch. And you've got an LED light there as well. So once this is in your cigarette lighter, you plug the other end into your dash cam, and you're pretty much good to go from there. So as you can see, you get plenty of cable there, good quality cable, and there's your connector that goes into the dash cam. So let's take a look at the dash cam itself. As you can see here, the operational temperature is -20 degrees to 60 degrees. Now the LCD on here is 2.45 inches, IPS panel is 432 by 240, and 12 megapixels as well for the actual screen there. Now you can see it's a pretty nice looking shape to this. You've got your AV and also your reset here, and your USB port, which is the cable which you're going to plug in to power your actual dash cam there. I do like the look and the design of this. It looks very nice, and it will look flush against the window. It also has a built-in speaker and microphone on there as well, and also you can see on this side we have our micro SD card slot, which takes up to a maximum of 32 gigabytes. And you want to use a class 10. You've got your power button and your menu system and OK button and navigational buttons on there as well. You have your mounting bracket port here, and I like this mechanism. It works really well with this type of dash cam. The actual lens is a Sony IMX323 sensor on there, which is really nice as well. You get that great 170 degree ultra wide angle, and it's great for nighttime use as well. Now the HD 1920 by 1080 at 30 frames per second is the maximum resolution you can record at here, which is pretty good for this sort of dash cam here. Now let's take a look at some of the features of this dash cam. Now here we can also rotate this, as you can see. This allows you to rotate. So that'll give you the perfect angle when it's pinned to the window screen there. So let's take a look at the menu system. We're going to go through some of the settings here. So as you can see, you get all the display on the 2.45 inch LCD display there. You can see we have resolution on there. You can change the resolution to a lower resolution, but the highest is 1080p at 30 frames per second. And we also have loop recording and WDR and G sensor as well on here. So let me just move the menu down so we can see the other settings here. We have exposure, and you can change the exposure, motion detection, record audio, and date stamp, so you can put all your information on the video itself. Now we go into resolution here. I'll just show you the resolutions. You can use a lower resolution if you wish. If you want to drop that down, I would leave it on 1080p at 30 frames per second, which is the maximum resolution, as you can see here. But it does offer some other lower resolutions on there if you wish to use those, but I would personally leave it on the 1080p Full HD at 30 frames per second. Now let's move on to the next part, which is the settings here. So I'm just going to move this across on the menu. There's a little button there, I just need to find that. There we go. So we have some Wi-Fi which you can control with your Android or iOS phone, which is a nice touch. Also you've got your date and time here, which you can set up, auto power off, key tone as well. And also we have Park Guard, which protects your car when it's parked. Language, many different types of languages. Also AV out, screensaver, frequency, format and default settings are also on there as well. So they're your settings for your dash cam. It also starts recording as soon as you start the engine, as long as you've got it plugged in, and also it will do loop recording, which means you have seamless video, and it will overwrite the older videos as well, and so you've just got unlimited storage on that 32 gig card. So as you can see here, we're driving along here. It's a pretty muggy and nasty day out, so it's not that clear, but as you can see, I've tried to lower the camera angle because people were saying it was pointing up the sky too much, and as you can see, you do get a nice clearer picture here. Quite a lovely clear picture, seeing as it's an overcast day. But I do like it quite a lot, as you can see there, nice picture quality. And this is recording at 1080p at 30 frames per second, and it will be uploaded to YouTube at 1080p 30 frames per second. So that's what you're going to be getting on YouTube. So as you can see here, I'll just go through some of the video, and you'll be able to see what the quality is like. Now I'll try and play some different areas at night time, so you'll get an idea what it looks like in different lighting. At night time we've got those different types of lights over here, and you'll get a general feel of what this actual camera can do. Sadly, in the night time it was raining a little bit, but it did clear up a little bit, so I did get some good footage without the rain, only for a little while, but you can see generally what it looks like in the dark and also what it looks like in the daytime here. Now I think dash cams are a must-have bit of kit nowadays in your car. It keeps recording everything you're doing, and believe it or not, there's a lot of people on the road that drive like lunatics and have no care for other people's safety, and what this is going to do is record all of that information, and of course it's good evidence if someone crashes into you or damages your car while it's parked and stuff like that. So these are an essential bit of kit nowadays to have. And a lot of insurance companies in the UK are even considering lowering your premium if you do use a dash cam on a daily basis. So it's always best to look into it, and I think for the money they're a good thing to have, and also a good road safety type measure to have inside your car. Now of course, as you can see here, it's recording all this information for us. So if someone suddenly come up the other way and ploughed into me and it was their fault, you'd have the evidence, you'd have the time, the date and everything else captured right there on the camera, and that will be evidence, and so you can get your car repaired and money back, and they will get prosecuted for reckless driving. So I wanted to do a bit of motorway driving here just to show you what it looks like. It's nice and clear, you can get the whole carriageway here on the camera, and the path, and the other side of the road, if that barrier wasn't there, you'd be able to see all of it. So it's really great to have the full wide angle of the road, so you can see everything here. And slightly angling that camera down, you do get a better picture. I think it's a much nicer picture. Now moving on to some nighttime here, as you can see the weather was pretty bad, the rain was coming down, and of course it was smearing the window, but you can see it does clear up in places, so with the no rain it would look great in the dark. Now you can see here that we're using these orange lights in some locations, and it's not very nice, but they are removing these and putting the LED ones in, but you can still see the cars. And I'll move on to the next step, where we will look at other types of lights, and hopefully the weather will start to change a little bit later on in the video. So moving on to the next stage. There you go. So now we've got LED lights here, and as you can see the weather's started to clear up a little bit, and those orange lights are really nasty to have dash cams on them. I don't think they look great at all, but these new LED ones do look nice and clear, and you can see if it wasn't raining you'd get a really clear picture from this dash cam. So very good night vision on this camera for the night time. And I'll go through as much as I can, and you'll see some different places along the road. Now you can see here there's no lights at all here on this section, and that's why I wanted to get it in so you can see what it's recording, and you can see it's still pretty good with very low light. Even in low light it still records quite well. Again, there's no lights here, and it's still recording fine, I think. Now some dash cams struggle when there's no light going into the lens, but this seems to deal with it very good indeed. And back onto the motorway again with plenty of lighting. You can see it's starting to clear up the weather now, so it does look nice and clear. And I'll take you into some suburban area so you'll see what it looks like, and you should see it's a lot clearer. We're just moving up to here, and we'll come through this little street here, and as you can see, very bright and clear. Anyway, that's the end of the review, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you watched it all the way through. My name is Brian from briteccomputers.co.uk. If you enjoy these videos, then give it a thumbs up. Also, all the information will be in the video description. Thanks again. Bye for now.